We had been reporting months ago that what Rick Scott had done in Florida to the unemployment process, the unemployment system, unemployment payment system, was an outrage. They had specifically built it in such a way to make it very, very difficult for people to get their unemployment, which incidentally they have paid into. Unemployment insurance is paid into by employers, which obviously comes from employees. And this is fascinating because part of the reason why there was such a push to open up Florida was a function of their not having income taxes, them relying on sales taxes, and Florida is just a disaster in a many different ways. And Donald Trump is down there, and DeSantis is down in his popularity significantly, and he is looking for a lifeline, and here it is. Apparently, it comes in the form of throwing Senator Rick Scott under the bus. And by all means, continue.
But I mean, my thing is like a lot of these unemployment systems throughout the country, weren't very good, but a lot of them were like 40, 50 years old. Ours wasn't really old. I mean, ours was really 5, 6 years ago, and it should have been done better for that price tag to produce better results.
Do you believe that the system was in part put together the way it was to discourage people from being able to collect unemployment?
I think that was the animating philosophy. I mean, having studied how it was internally constructed, I think the goal was, for whoever designed it, was let's put as many kind of pointless roadblocks along the way so people just say, oh, the hell with it, I'm not going to do that. And, for me, let's decide on what the benefit is and let's get it out as efficiently as possible. We shouldn't necessarily do these roadblocks to do it. So we have cleared a lot of those, and I waived a lot of requirements through executive order. But I think going forward, I want all our systems, including unemployment, to be user friendly, and it was not user friendly.
Well, that system was designed and implemented during the Rick Scott administration. Do you think that was Rick Scott's intention, was to discourage people from applying for benefits?
I'm not sure if it was his, but I think definitely in terms of how it was internally constructed, it was definitely done in a way to lead to the least number of claims being paid out.
Now, he just happened to be governor at the time. I'm sure somebody was freelancing, right?
How it was internally constructed.
You're a governor, and just somebody internally just like, you know what? I think I'm going to make it hard for everybody to get their unemployment benefits because I, as a middle manager here in the Florida State Unemployment Division, I'm going to get a lot of benefit by putting up these roadblocks.
I love the fake naivety he shows. Like, oh yeah, I studied this and I came to the conclusion that, like, oh yeah, right, we had the best researchers money could buy. Look into this internal workings, and I found something that it's like, yeah, you dumbass. We know you're only acknowledging this because everybody knows this now, and it's such a disaster that even you have to admit it.
In fact, I would go a step further and say his people told that reporter, ask this question. Like he does, like, oh, well, it's funny you should say that because I'm going to throw Rick Scott under the bus. Well, I'm not going to say Rick Scott. I'm just going to say his coincidentally while he was governor. And he says it very, very casually. And he does have this sort of completely naive thing like, oh, I'm throwing this off like it's not, like it's just a fact. And, it's just a challenge for me as a good government type of governor, who cares about getting those benefits out to people.
The buck stops at the internal construction.
Exactly. Yeah, someone internally did it. Here, play that clip of just a throwback to a woman in Starbucks as Rick Scott was running for senator.
It doesn't work. In fact, you cut Medicaid, so I couldn't get Obamacare. You're an asshole. You don't care about working people. I'm not talking to you. You don't care need to show your face around here.
$1 million jobs.
$1 million jobs? Great. Who here has a great job?
You should.
Or is looking forward to finishing school? You really feel like you have a job coming up? You stripped women of access to public health care. Shame on you, Rick Scott. We depend on those services. Rich people like you don't know what to do. When poor people like us need health services, you cut them. Shame on you, Rick Scott. You're an embarrassment to our state.
Sweet.
I love the sweet at the end of that.
That's so good. So good. And now he's getting it from DeSantis. That's great. All right.